Welcome to my channel. In the last video, we have seen how to get the routes from URL. Like whatever routes we are typing inside this URL that we are fetching inside our home component. For example, I want to change it to 5 and the name is user. Enter. We are getting that routes inside app component. The user ID is 5 and username is user. So for this, we used snapshot property, but the snapshot property only returns the initial value of the route. And for some reason, if we want to change the route, then in that case, snapshot property will not return current routes or updated routes. For example, here I'll add one button, and on click of that button, we will change the route from this URL. So for that button of class VTN primary, we are changing the route. That is why I'll add the name is change route. And on click of that route, I want to change the route. So I'll set the route here with router link directive. So here it will take array. Inside that our path is home and I want to change it to, so right now what it is 5. Okay, I'll change it to 6 and the name dashboard. Instead of user, I want to change it to dashboard. So save the changes and go to the browser. So here button. Okay. So far we seen if we change the route from this URL, we are getting the same route inside home component. But now what I want to do, I want to change the route from the same component and I want updated route inside home component. So now I am clicking on a change route button, and what route we have set? We have set 6 and dashboard. So instead of 5 and user, I want 6 and dashboard here as well as inside home component. So I clicked on change route button and I'm able to change the route from URL, but the same updated route I am not getting inside home component. Why? Because we have written this root.snapshot code inside the ng-on-init lifecycle hook, and this hook will get called only once your component is initialized. So our component is initialized before click on this change route button. That is why we are getting value, whatever value is available at the time of initialization. But once we click on this router link, the page is not getting refreshed. Once your page is reload, then only ng-on-init hook will get called. Here our page is not getting reload. Why? Because we have used router link. That is why we are not getting the updated value. So for that we need to write the subscribe method to get updated value without page reload. So before to write subscribe method, I want to show you that we can also get this parameter using param map property instead of params array. So in the last video, I missed that. That is why I wanted to tell you in this video. So let's see that first. So here instead of param, you can use parammap.get and inside that you can pass the ID. So similarly, you can do that or here as well, and instead of ID you can pass name. So for that I want to refactor the code. I'll just comment this object and I'll make the another property change ID of type any and same for change name of type any. Okay, change ID equals to route dot snapshot dot parammap dot get, and inside that we can pass the ID. So same we can do for change name. Okay, and instead of ID we can pass name. Okay, so in the HTML we need to change this with change ID and change name. So save the changes. So once I click on a change route, it will change to 6 and dashboard, but in home component it is not changing. So for that we need to subscribe to this route first. So before that I'll delete this code. Okay, and below this, instead of writing this, we will subscribe to this route. So for subscribe, I need to write route dot. Instead of snapshot, we need to write param map. So here you can see it will return the observable. So in order to return observable, we need to subscribe that. So inside subscribe method, we need to write callback function. So here we can assign the response dot get ID to this change ID. So similarly, we can assign name to this change name property. Okay, so save the changes and go to the browser. Here, okay, I'll change this route to 4 and Sushma. Okay, so we are getting 4 and Sushma. But once I click on this change route button, what we should get in the form of user ID and username? User ID should be 6 and username should be dashboard. So once I click on this, you can see 6 and dashboard is updated on URL as well as inside home component. Okay, if I change from here in router link 8 and instead of dashboard, I'll change it to profile. Then you can see here right now it is 6 and dashboard. Once I click on this change route button, 8/profile is updated on URL as well as same user ID and username we are getting on home component. So this is now we can fetch the updated route from URL inside component. One more thing. So once you use subscribe method inside your TS file, it is a good practice to unsubscribe to that observable. So for that I want to unsubscribe this. For that I'll create one property subscription of type subscription. Okay. And I'll assign this subscribe method to that new property which we have just created, that is subscription. And in order to unsubscribe this subscription, we need to write code inside ng on destroy lifecycle hook. And in order to use that ng on destroy method, we need to add interface of on destroy and it should import from Angular core package. So here we just need to call this subscription and after that unsubscribe method. That's it. Whenever we subscribe to any method, it is a good practice to unsubscribe that method in a same component. So that's it for this video. If you like this video and if you learn anything from this Angular routing series, then please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.